Hey, what's up, everybody? I have this afternoon's lineup for the Yankees against the Toronto Blue Jays. It's game 2. It's at 3:05 game today. It's not the usual 1 o'clock, and it's obviously not the your typical 7 o'clock game either. I will go live today after the game instead of 10 p.m. tonight, so if you can make it, we'd love to have you. It's just to save some time so that the dads can enjoy Father's Day weekend. And, whether it's tonight or tomorrow or whatever, just so that, some dads aren't they'd rather, so that they can spend their time with their loved ones. So we appreciate the time that you spend with us too. But with that, let me go over this lineup. Before I do that, we got a couple of Yankees that are kind of on their way back, whether it be Zach Britton and Aroldis Chapman and even Domingo Germán, and to a lesser extent a little bit later, Jonathan Loaizaga. So there are 4 arms coming back, all right, to the bullpen and whatnot. So the Yankees are going to have to figure out what to do. I think the issue right now is some of the guys that are here, the Manny Banuelos and some of these other guys, for the most part, have been pretty productive. So, and what I'm fear is, this is one of the mistakes the Yankees have made the last couple of years when guys like this, with Zach Britton or Chapman, come off of an injury that's has them shelled for weeks or months or whatnot, several months. They just put them right back into the major league roster without giving them any tune-up games at all in the minor leagues. I think it's a huge mistake. Number one, especially with guys like, because it takes Chapman a while to find his groove. It takes Britton a while to find his groove. Why not find the groove in AA and AAA before calling them up? That way the kids that are up here that are being productive can be productive, right? So I hope that the Yankees consider doing this, and that's what they're doing right now with Tim LeCastro. He's back up in AAA after coming off his injuries, and he's tearing the cover off the ball, playing well. So it'll justify a call-up when there's a need for the call-up. And the same thing, and that's just my logic too, the same thing, I don't want them up here if they're not going to be productive and if they're going to take a spot away from productive players, right? So I hope that they do that, and the same thing goes for Loaizaga. And he's, obviously more treasured arm. He's a valued asset in the bullpen. I hope that they do the same thing for him too, instead of just throwing him right to the wolves. Let him find his arm. Let him find his rhythm again, because he's been out for several months. Let him find his rhythm in the minor leagues, and then when he's ready to come up, then you bring him up, right? It's just a productive way to do it. And that's just my opinion, though. You let me know what you think. So, and with Germán, the only thing I would be comfortable putting him in would be a long relief. I'm not comfortable putting him in the rotation, disrupting the momentum of our starting rotation. If I'm bringing anybody in the starting rotation or extending it to a 6-man or 5 and 6-man, it's somebody that's a proven major league starter that's healthy right now. So that's the only change I would make it. Last thing I want to disrupt is chemistry. Last thing I want to disrupt is the momentum that these guys are having, or enjoying. So just my 2 cents on that. You let me know what you think, because I understand that people keep telling me, dude, there's a roster crunching and have to move out from guys. But I don't see the point in just bringing these guys back and dumping some of the kids that are productive, right? And keep in mind, Britton and Chapman are very likely to not be back, after the season's over. So I'm not sending down a productive kid for 1 month of a maybe productive Britton or 1 month of a maybe productive Chapman. There's no way I'm doing that, even if they're on a big salary. But that's just me again. So you let me know what you think. But let's pivot over to the lineup. We got Matt Carpenter, finally, baby, in the lineup. He's leading off, actually, and playing third base. So JD's got the day off. Aaron Judge is batting second, DHing. Anthony Rizzo's at the 3 spot. It's really hard to take him out of the 3 spot right now, the way he's hitting. It's just hard to do. And the only spot I would move him to, if they change their 1-2 spots and bring in somebody for leadoff, would be the cleanup spot. And then I would have Judge at third and then Stanton at 5th. But right now, Rizzo's batting third, playing first base. Gleyber Torres is cleaning up at second base. Joey Gallo's batting 5th in left field. He's starting to heat up, obviously. So, I'm not surprised they're moving him up a little bit in the lineup. And doing a little bit of left-right thing, too, here. So, Isaiah Kiner-Falefa is batting 6th at shortstop. Aaron Hicks batting 7th in center field. Hopefully, he'll start to kind of heat up a little bit, too. At the very least, to either play or get trade value, one or the other. Jose Trevino's batting 8th at the dish, obviously. And then Marwin Gonzalez getting the shot in right field. So, Stanton has a day off too. Stanton and JD. Don't be surprised if we see him pinch hitting later on, because they are facing Alek Manoah, who's going to be an absolute tough opponent. So Marwin Gonzalez in right field. He's made some fantastic plays recently, so kudos to him. And then Jameson Taillon's on the mound. So that's the lineup. That's who we got going against Toronto today for Game 2. Let me know what you think about my insights about the pitching thing and how to bring in guys. Because I understand there will be a roster crunch because now they're on the 13-pitcher limit for the roster, right? So it's going to be 13 and 13. So with the 5 starters, you have 8 relievers to play with. So you want to make sure you have the best 8. And it's the same logic with that I use for trade targets, like the guy that I talked about this morning, Matt Festa. I'm only going to replace him, or replace somebody who's not a productive piece for somebody who I think is an upgrade. And to me, he's not a reclamation project. This guy is kind of the prototypical, has the same kind of intangibles that Clay Holmes has. He wasn't a reclamation project. He was just a guy that came here. And Matt Blake utilized his skill set, in my opinion, to improve the qualities or intangibles that this guy had. I can see the same thing happening with Festa or anybody else they might bring in. But there still needs for some depth, because keep in mind, too, some of these bullpen guys are, at some point, they might be overworked. So you might need to do some tinkering. As much as I like Banuelos and Schmidt and these other guys, which I hope they still get opportunities, if you have a chance to bring in a proven reliever who's got multiple years of control and is healthy, it has to be considered. So, especially if the Yankees want to win the World Series. So, with that, that's my 2 cents on that. You guys let me know what you think. And if I don't see the dads later on, you haven't heard it yet, happy Father's Day. But I'll talk to you all later for the recap. Over now.